I had to test every attachment for every single gun, and today you will find out the best combinations and setups of attachments for every gun that you will use. So first I'm going to cover all the attachments and its purpose. I highly advise you to not skip it, but if you already know what it does, you can skip straight to the doc where I show all the presets. So let's start off with the compensator. Per shot dispersion is each time you shoot a bullet, the dispersion increases. Or let's say the spread increases. Your very first initial bullet will always be accurate. However, as you keep shooting and don't stop, the crosshair will keep growing in size until it reaches its limit. The more reduced per shot dispersion you have, the less your crosshair grows in size each bullet you shoot. Now, when you shoot for too long, the crosshair will reach its maximum size, which is the max shot dispersion limit. Once it reaches the max shot dispersion limit, it cannot go larger than that. It will just stay at that size. That's where your gray, green, and blue compensators will come in handy and will reduce that spread very well. However, keep in mind, compensators do not fully reduce spread, and obviously there's still going to be spread, it just makes it less severe. A good example here is Torrente. Even if you have compensators on, once you reach the max spread after shooting like 10 bullets, the bloom reaches its maximum point and you have to stop firing in order to get it accurate again. Compensators will still of course help Torrente because it's going to reduce that maximum size of the crosshair, making your shots shoot more in the center rather than making it spread more. Now there's one more attachment that reduces your per shot dispersion, but it doesn't reduce your max shot dispersion. So it lets you shoot the gun longer until it reaches its limit, and that is the padded stock. It's great for SMGs, Bobcat, and Stitcher. More on that later. As you can see, with the padded stock and without, you're able to burst more accurately and the crosshair grows smaller each time you shoot. However, if you were full autoing, in the end, however, both results would still end up at the same size of crosshair. Next up, let's cover dispersion recovery time and recoil recovery time. Recoil recovery time is after you fire a shot, there's a slight wiggle in your crosshair for 17 frames, then the crosshair starts to vertically pull back depending on how much recoil kick there was. On the results, no stock recovers the recoil in 1 second 22 frames, gray stock in 1 second 12 frames, green stock in 1 second, blue stock in 50 frames. Padded stock should be the same as no stock, however for some reason it's 4 frames more. Also please do not put padded stock on Ospreys or Renegades, thanks. Finally, lightweight stock recovers recoil in 2 seconds and 4 frames. It takes longer to recover since it's minus 50% recoil recovery time, so makes sense, but this recoil recovery time, I find it pointless because after a shot, we drag our mouse down naturally regardless. You don't really wait for the recoil to recover unless you're shooting very long range. I'm talking about 300 meters away across the whole map, then sure, it will matter. Dispersion recovery, it's completely different, almost instantaneous compared to recoil recovery time. As soon as you fire your shot, the dispersion starts recovering after 1 or 3 frames. Mostly it's 3 frames, but it's actually instant. But the game engine rounds frames sometimes, which it might look like it's every 1 frame. Now the real truth about dispersion recovery is that it's coded to recover even when you full auto your gun, but it's so small that it's basically zero difference if you were full autoing your gun with a green stock versus with no stock. This is because while you fire your gun, the recovery kicks in, but since another bullet is fired, then the spread grows again, and for that 1 frame, the recovery did literally nothing. In short, if you're just full autoing your Stitcher, holding left click and not releasing, the dispersion recovery will not matter at all, nor help you shoot your gun straighter until you release the trigger, because the spread will grow regardless. Which means blue stocks, green stocks, gray stocks is pointless on a Stitcher and a Bobcat. It's either no stock or a lightweight stock or a padded stock. Now if you tap fire or burst fire, this will obviously make a huge difference because as soon as you stop firing, the crosshair recovers. In that case, you can use a gray, green, or blue stable stock. On the results, no stock recovers the crosshair in 51 frames, which is almost a second. Gray stock 42 frames, green stock 36 frames, blue stock 27 frames. Padded and lightweight stock is the same, should be the same, since it does not reduce dispersion recovery time. Moving on to horizontal, vertical recoil, and muzzle brakes. Every single gun in this game has a set recoil pattern that you can learn, hence this is why muzzle brakes suck in our creators. They do reduce your recoil, yeah, but when your spread reaches its maximum point, your bullets are going to Narnia. The only good thing about muzzle brakes is it hides your muzzle flash. Okay, and sure, if you have no attachments on your gun and you suddenly find a muzzle brake, that's awesome, but now compare that to a compensator, they're way more superior than a muzzle brake, and you should use compensators forever and ever. Now, if you don't believe me, go into firing range, put a compensator on a stitcher, go 50 meters away, shoot the dummy, and then put a muzzle brake and find out how bad the muzzle brake is just past 20 meters. As for vertical and horizontal recoil, you generally 90% of the time you want to put an angled grip on almost every gun you use. We'll get into that later. Vertical recoil means the gun kicks up. Horizontal recoil, the gun kicks left and right. That's where you see these snake-looking lines. Imagine if you swap a vertical grip to an angled grip, it basically stretches your recoil up, but it stretches it horizontally, making it kick less left and right. The hardest part in recoil is horizontal recoil. You can obviously learn the Stitcher's recoil pattern or whatever gun's recoil pattern you want and become a laser beam, but of course if you have angled grips, it will make your shots way more steady, and it's a must to equip. Now we have unequip, equip time, and ADS speed. The lightweight stock is S tier for Ferro, Osprey, Renegade, you name it. If you do no scopes or if you do quick jiggle peeks, peek, shoot, dip out, back, and cover, completely removing the ADS penalty when you scope in. It's also good for SMGs and El Toro, fast animation times for unequipping and equipping, but that's about it though. It increases your vertical recoil by a lot, which you might struggle a little bit if you're using a Stitcher for medium range. However, the lightweight stock is just for close range, it's not meant to be for medium range, so it's always good to have a secondary for a long range or medium range. Silencers, they silence your shots, does what it says. Now you can still hear the shot when you fire, but when others shoot at you, the gunshot cannot really be heard. You'll only hear the bullets cracking when getting shot at. For shotgun silencers, you stay away from those. Why would you put a silencer rather than a choke? Now we're moving to shotgun chokes. They work completely different than a compensator, and they are the most important for the shotgun. Shotgun chokes basically make your shots tighter. Your pellets get tightened up and they will shoot way more in the center with a choke compared if you had no choke. With a blue shotgun choke, you can even use the shotgun as a medium range weapon. In 10 meters, you can 2-tap somebody, while with no attachment, you wouldn't be able to 2-tap because a single pellet or 2 pellets will most likely miss the target. Also, shotguns have the same accuracy spread whenever you're walking, crouching, sliding, except when you jump, they do spread a lot. And now we have the extended shit barrel. This is the most useless attachment in the game. Sure, if you're doing PvE, it's good for pushing back arc and making them fly away from your bullet knockback. It makes bullets travel faster, it has less drop off, and you need to lead your shots less. And it's even a purple attachment, which is never going to be worth to craft. Now, as you can see with extended barrel on, Osprey hits the skybox in 13 frames, and without it, it hits in 18 frames. Here's the comparison for Stitcher. The green box indicates when the bullet hits. Almost D tier attachment. So this will be in my description. You can access it. I will keep updating this, I guess, if there's new attachments or if attachments get changed or buffed or nerfed. This will be updated. So check the pinned comment or description. And if you click on the bottom, on the mag section, you will see what each mag does. No mag with the max mag for each weapon. And we're going to start off with the Ferro. On the left, I write short messages, what is good, what is bad. And on the right, I tell what to completely avoid, so you know. As it says here, stable stocks, muzzle brakes, compensators for the Ferro is pointless because the Ferro is a single shot weapon. By the time you shoot the next bullet, the recoil is already recovered. And by the way, a stock does not work on the Ferro because when you shoot it, the recoil kicks up and it doesn't recover. The crosshair just stays there stuck. So the only option on the Ferro is extended barrel, silencers, because there's nothing else to put. If you don't put silencers, then you don't need anything at all, not even a grip. The only thing you might want on the Ferro is a lightweight stock. Then you could just zoom in and instantly shoot without the need to to fully scope in because the lightweight stock goes accurate almost instantaneously. Honestly, I would just put the lightweight stock, don't even mind the extended barrel. Next up, we have the Stitcher. The best setup and attachments for it will be compensators and angled grips. If you're playing early game, the most important first is a angled grip and then the compensator. It really depends if your gun is upgraded or not. As we saw how compensators work, they are a must to have on your Stitchers. Now you can see that on the left it says we can use muzzle brakes, but if you are past 20 meters or more than that, your bullets are basically going to be spreading and it's going to be cheeks, man. You won't be able to hit like 50% of your shots. With the compensator you will be. So as I always say, this will be literally for 90% of the weapons, just use a compensator. But on the very first preset, this is the $1 billion loadout, basically compensator maxed out, horizontal grip, and you only use the horizontal grip if you're using kinetic converter. If you don't use kinetic converter, you don't need the horizontal grip. Stick to a angled grip or even the angled grip level 3. You can use that, but just keep in mind you will have reduced ADS speed, and the difference, it's not much, but obviously it's still there. Light mag, it's not needed, but since you're going with these big ass attachments, obviously you want the max light mag there. I mean, green is enough too, but also this should say 2 here. If you decide to put a lightweight stock, you can also use the horizontal grip. However, I'm not a fan of lightweight stocks on SMGs. It's only good for like the unequip and equip time if you're doing movement or something, and switching your weapons quick, then yeah, the lightweight stock will help, but best in slot for me would be the kinetic converter. In my next video, I'm going to show you guys a full DPS and TTK, and then I'll also talk about fire rate for every single weapon. However, in this video, we're not going to do that, so we're going to save it for the next one. So yeah, this preset is insane. This preset right here, the padded stock, is going to make your Stitcher like a laser beam. You can literally shoot 60 meters far away and still be able to hit almost every single bullet. So this padded stock is just insane. So since it reduces your recoil horizontally and vertically, the padded stock is nice. Obviously, the kinetic converter, though, is better for close range. You're going to have higher DPS. And then the rest here is just if you don't have these items, stick to these. Compensator everywhere, angle grip everywhere. The stock doesn't do anything, but if you can craft a gray one, put it on. It's better than none, because obviously if you are going to be bursting your weapon, you're not going to be always fully autoing. This will help you recover the dispersion faster. You can obviously put a green and blue stock, but I wouldn't do that. I would rather put my green stocks on Renegades than the Stitcher. Next up, we have the Kettle. First things first, I wouldn't put a blue compensator on it because, I don't know, the Kettle is already accurate and you don't need blue anymore. It's a fucking turtle. And kinetic converters don't work with the Kettle. I don't know why. Most likely because it's a semi-auto, I guess. But for some reason it works with Toros, just not with Kettle. It used to have 600 RPM, but now it has 400 RPM, so 200 is gone. However, I did not test the kinetic converter after the patch because I did my expedition and I don't have it anymore. But I'm 99% sure that kinetic converters don't work with the Kettle. You want to avoid muzzle brakes and vertical grips with the Kettle. Shroud for some reason uses a vertical grip on the fucking Kettle. I don't know why he's doing it, either for content or just baiting or actually clueless. But anyways, angled grips are the one you want to have. You're gonna turn your Kettle from swaying left to basically just going up, and all you need to do is just pull down to get these clean beams. But anyways, Kettle is not shooting that fast anymore. It's not that great anymore actually, and the TTK of it is kind of bad. But yeah, this is the setup for it. Now, instead of gray stocks, you could actually put a green stock because the Kettle fires slower now. Every shot is between 9 frames, so that's the interval basically. And in 9 frames, you do recover your crosshair, so you can put a green stock here since it's a semi-auto and not a spray weapon. Oh, and yeah, you completely want to avoid muzzle brakes for the Kettle. Just stick with compensators. Next up, we have the Rattler, the Shittler. I hate this weapon. You could put it like a padded stock on it or whatever, but once you fire that one magazine, good luck, buddy, reloading your Rattler while the enemy is pushing you and you're just staring at them. I mean, yeah, best attachments is compensator, angled grips, and stocks. Rattler is a full auto, so they won't do much really. Kinetic converter will help in the fire rate. It will make it shoot faster. The reason why we don't put an extended barrel is because, well, it's not gonna do anything. It's just gonna make the bullet fly 3 frames faster, and the gun blooms shitloads. There's no reason to put an extended barrel. I see a lot of people putting that. Stick to compensators, guys. And the reason why we put angle grip is because, again, horizontal kick, vertical recoil is so easy to control. All you need to do is just pull down the gun. That's pretty much it for the Rattler. Next up, we have the Anvil. And yeah, for the Anvil, you can put the extended barrel as long as you're not shooting the Anvil fast. As long as you're shooting slow, But you know, you can shoot the Anvil pretty quick, and if you don't have a compensator on, your shots will not be 100% accurate, while with the compensator, it will be. So some people say green compensator for the Anvil is enough. It is not enough if you're shooting at full max speed of its fire rate. A blue compensator is a must. If you're shooting slower, a green compensator will be enough. And you can actually hold down the left click. When you shoot with the Anvil, as soon as the shot it shoots, you can then release your left click and hold it again, and then the game will cue your next shot instantly after the gap is done. If you are not gonna stick with compensators, you can use a silencer if you're being stealthy for whatever reason. I mean, if you're killing arc or something or PvEing, sure, put a silencer on. I would not put extended barrels, but if you're some guy who uses Anvil for close range and long range, then sure, you can put it on. It's gonna be almost like a sniper, low-key. And then we have the Anvil splitter, the Anvil shitter, more like. Some people say on Reddit that this is so good with the extended barrel, even though it's so false. So we're in a game. See, I have extended. It gives you 25% increased bullet velocity and 50% increased vertical recoil. Wow, that I didn't even know that it has increased vertical recoil, but that's crazy. And the Anvil splitter gives you extra 3 projectiles, totaling 4 projectiles, and it reduces your damage by 30%, which in total you get a 120% damage. So 20% more damage than the original Anvil. Keep in mind. And there's a bug with the Anvil splitter right now, so I'm gonna show it to you right now. So let's shoot at this sign here. Okay, so it's very, very inaccurate, as you can see. Now, if I equip the Anvil splitter and move once, now when you move once, like this, the crosshair is very accurate, as you can see, right? What you do next is you put it back on and don't move. Watch this. All the 4 projectiles are very accurate, right? Now watch this. I'm gonna move once or crouch. Boom, it's back again to normal. So this is just the bug with the Anvil splitter. And by the way, this works for every single attachment in the game. It's like a ghost bug. It's like the game thinks you still have the attachment, but it updates that crosshair once you move or crouch. So yeah, funny bug, dude. Look at that, all the 4 projectiles are just hitting the sign. So that's most likely why that Reddit guy said that it's very accurate. You know, he just stood there, he equipped it, and he thought it's, oh, the extended barrel is doing some work here. Like, look at this Anvil splitter, man. It's so accurate, guys. Let's move once. Oh, not accurate anymore. And then let's talk about the Anvil splitter and why you should avoid it. I think it's dog, because if you shoot once, 2 times, 3 times, and if you hit all the 4 projectiles every shot, yes, it will kill a heavy shield in 3 shots. However, if you hit 3 projectiles, and then you hit 4, and then you hit 2, and then you hit 2 again, it's not gonna kill it. It's not gonna kill a heavy shield, and you're gonna need up to 5 to 6 shots, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? So stay away from this, and when it gets buffed, maybe it'll be great. Maybe it needs to be more accurate. Alright, next up we have the Burletta. Now, since the Kettle nerf, guys, I think Burletta looks very nice and tidy in the charts, I would say. The Burletta is goated now. I mean, it was even before the patch, but now it's just even better. If you combine it with the augment that lets you swap weapons quicker, I mean, Burletta is nice, not bad. But yeah, you want a compensator on this. Don't put muzzle brake or extended barrel. Trolling if you are, because you basically spam left click for the Burletta to shoot quick, and that will get you very accurate shots with the compensator. Yeah, that's about it. You can put silencers if you want to, but why? All right, next up we have the Toro, and for this gun you only need a choke and a mag. And of course you can put a kinetic converter or a lightweight stock. It's that or that. Do not put a silencer. Do not put a horizontal grip. Do not put padded stock, please. Do not put any of these stable stocks or grips. And the reason why, because I mean, do you really need a grip for 1 pellet shot? Doesn't really matter. Just pull down your crosshair. You don't want any of these stable stocks, because padded stocks are first of all, for full auto guns, and stable stocks do not work on the Toro because the gun kicks and it does not recover recoil. If you check that in fire range, basically you shoot 1 bullet and you will see that the crosshair gets stuck after that 1 shot. So stocks do nothing. And yeah, avoid vertical grips if you put those. Chokes are literally the most important thing. You don't even need magazines, bro. But yeah, the kinetic converter helps for the Toro. It makes it basically fire way quicker if you use a kinetic. Now we have the Arpeggio. The Arpeggio, for some reason, it doesn't work with a kinetic converter. I tested both of them, and with a kinetic converter, it shoots the same RPM. Literally, it doesn't work. Either it's bugged or it's intended. Obviously, it should be bugged, because like, why then can we put a kinetic converter and it does nothing. Padded stock. Now here's the deal about the padded stock versus the blue stable stock 3. The padded stock should be better, because imagine like this, your Arpeggio shoots and you have 20% extra reduced shot dispersion. Your gun is gonna burst and spread less every time it bursts, while the stable stock is gonna spread more, but it's gonna recover the dispersion faster. So I have a question for you. Why would you make your gun spread more each bullet you shoot when you can just make it spread less each bullet you shoot? And already the dispersion is recovering naturally on its own, so it's like, it's literally almost the same thing though. It's slightly, the padded stock is slightly better, bro, for medium range and long range beaming. But and obviously this is an exception, bro, but I hate to talk about it. The vertical grip is the winner here, guys. The Arpeggio is very good with the vertical grip, and it's not that great with angle grips. You could put a horizontal grip if you want to, but I mean, you're gonna get reduced ADS speed. Actually, I shouldn't put it in the void, but yeah, I don't know. I would not put a horizontal grip on Arpeggio because I'd rather put it on a Stitcher, my boy. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, yeah, vertical grips and compensators is a must. If you put a muzzle brake on it, your gun's gonna become trash in literally 20 to 30 meter range. So just put a compensator. And yeah, if you don't have stable stocks or padded stocks, just stick to a green one or gray one. It's still gonna be great. This gun is actually not bad, but it has its pros and cons. If you're using a level 1, this thing is trash. So you have to upgrade it to tier 4 to make it fully usable, pretty much. Oh, and yeah, on the Arpeggio, you don't want to put extended barrels, guys, because compensators, how without them? We cannot live without them, bro. Now we have the Renegade. Oh boy, so extended barrel, you can use an extended barrel on it. If you have a maxed out tier 4 Renegade, you don't need a compensator for it, because the gun recovers the dispersion already on the next shot you're about to fire. So you don't need a compensator. If you don't have a blue stock, then you put a compensator. If you don't have compensators, you put blue stocks. That's pretty much it. So it's either this or this. The exception is if you put a lightweight stock, then you need a compensator 3. Because, well, there's no dispersion recovery time. Renegade 4 has only 50% dispersion recovery time, and together with the stock, you get 100%, which makes it enough to recover the dispersion. However, with lightweight stock, it's not enough, and when you shoot with it, your shots won't fully recover after each other, so a compensator is a must if you use lightweight stock. Now, if you're using blue stock, no need for compensator. If you're using stable stock 2, no need for compensator. If you're using stable stock 1, you might need a compensator. I would never use a Renegade 1, bro. You can put silencers on the Renegade if you're being stealthy or just killing arc or whatever. If you have a stock on, sure, put a silencer on. If you don't have a stock, do not put silencers in. And yeah, extended barrel, I would put it only for PvE or if you're roof camping. That's it. It's useless if you're between 50 range meter or 80 meter range. Like, it's just gonna hit the bullet in 3 or 4 frames faster. You won't see the difference. Next up, we have Venator. Yeah, vertical grips are trash for the Venator. Stick to angled grip 3 if you're doing long range fights, and angled grip 2 if you're doing close range, medium range fights. That's it. The Venator is a laser beam if you have the angled grip 3. But you get ADS speed reduced, which is not that great. So the best in slot is angle grip 2, pretty much. And yeah, avoid vertical grips completely. It's gonna mess your aim up, and medium range fights are gonna be horrendous with the vertical grips, guys. You must have a medium mag 1, by the way. 4 bullets increased for 4 extra shots is insane for the Venator. They might even nerf the bullet count for the Venator in the future, maybe. Next up, we have Torrente. Do not put a muzzle brake on Torrente, please, and thank you. Medium mag. I mean, you don't really want a mag on it, do you? Unless, I don't know, a zombies wave is invading you guys and you're getting pushed by like 6 players. Okay, put a blue mag, go all in. But yeah, it's not that much of an increase if you check the mag sizes. For Torrente, it's only plus 12 bullets, and the extended medium mag is kind of rare, I would say. No? And yeah, avoid extended barrels, please, and do not put padded stocks on it, because this is mostly not gonna do much. There's no recoil on this gun, and the bloom is insane with this gun. You're gonna reach it in about 8 to 10 bullets as you start shooting, so per shot dispersion is pointless on this gun. It's either lightweight stock or it's a green stock or gray stock. Since you're full autoing the gun and you're not bursting the Torrente, there's no point putting a blue stock or green stock, actually. But you can put it on if you are bursting the gun, you know, like if you stop shooting. But that's about it, though. Next up, we have Ospreys. Don't want a stock on it. You can put a gray stock and be done with it, but even you don't need a gray stock. Neither a compensator or a grip. You just basically shoot, and that's it. Now, you could put a grip if you're like struggling with recoil, but like I don't see a point in doing so. If you're using lightweight stocks, 100% you will need a compensator, I'm pretty sure, because if you're spam shooting the gun long range or mid range, there will be some bloom to it until you fire your next shot, so compensator will help for that. But if you're not using lively stocks, you don't need a compensator for this. And extended barrel, again, if you're just doing long range shooting, it's gonna help you. And actually that would be the best for quick scoping, but not if you're spamming the gun though. You can put a silencer as well on it if you want to. And yeah, obviously avoid padded stocks and avoid muzzle brakes, because padded stocks is literally for full auto guns, not snipers. That would be diabolical if you put a padded stock on Osprey or Renegade or Ferro. Now we have the Vulcano. You can put a stable stock on it because when you fire the gun, it actually recovers recoil, but that's about it. Shotgun choke is a must. You can put a vertical grip on it. If you're using lively stock on it, you can put a vertical grip 3. It's gonna kick up less. Now the Vulcano has a zigzaggy pattern when you fire it, so it's actually very easy to control it. And yeah, you want to avoid shotgun silencers and avoid padded stocks. Padded stocks are completely useless on shotguns. Do not put it on, please. And that's it. Kinetic converter, I tested it and it does make it shoot faster, but I would not put it on a Vulcano, to be honest. It's like not that beneficial for some reason. It doesn't shoot that much faster, and it's not that beneficial as it would be like on an Toro, for example. But it still works. Next up we have Tempest. Same thing as a Rattler. They're literally almost the same gun, except the Tempest is more accurate. It doesn't bloom as much as the Rattler. And then yeah, you want to compensate on it. Angle grips for sure, because all you need to do is pull down if you use angle grips. You can use these ones, but minus 30 ADS, and that's about it. Like if you use a muzzle brake, it's gonna be terrible. The gun becomes trash long range. Bullets go around the enemy rather than into the enemy, so compensator is a must. Extended barrel, you can use it, but again, treat it as the same as if you had a muzzle brake. You just have so much bloom. The extended barrel doesn't do much here. And yeah, avoid vertical grips, because actually vertical grips, they make your recoil go less up, but it also kind of like extends the horizontal recoil. So just stick to an angle grip. Now we have the Bettina. Really mid gun, to be honest. Even after the buff, I don't like it. Like if you're challenging a Stitcher with a kinetic converter versus Bettina, you're probably most likely gonna die by the Stitcher. Even if the Stitcher doesn't have the kinetic converter, I think you might lose. Now the Bettina, for a medium shield, this is how fast it kills it. 1.63 seconds, 97 frames. If we put a kinetic on it, it kills it in 1.38 seconds. DPS is 131. Moving to Stitcher, it kills it in 1.6 seconds, and if we put the kinetic on, it kills it in 1.37 seconds. That's literally almost the same. The Bettina is purple weapon, by the way. So yeah, the Bettina, the intervals between its firing is very slow. So imagine if you miss 1 or 2 bullets, it's game over. The Stitcher has killed you basically. But if you hit all the bullets, you might win against the Stitcher. I don't know, this gun is mid, but a compensator is a must. If you use a muzzle brake on it, it's gonna be very inaccurate, long range or mid range if you're spamming it. It's obviously for close range then if you're putting a muzzle brake on it. And for long range, you kind of want to have a compensator if you're bursting. You won't be able to spray this gun in long range unless you really know the recoil pattern of it. And this is like your main gun. But yeah, if you're using the lively stock, you want a horizontal grip, because that's only 170% IDS speed total, because you lose only 30% from this. And yeah, I guess you could put a vertical grip, but vertical recoil is easy to control. It's always going to be easier to control than horizontal, so just learn how to pull down, bro. And you could put the padded stock on the Bettina. Both are good, I guess. However, the weapon is not that good. Lastly, guys, we have the Bobcat. Avoid muzzle brakes. It's literally the same setup as Stitcher, as you can see. Except for the Bobcat, you could put a horizontal grip for that padded stock. So yeah, if you want to fully juice out your Bobcat, obviously you want blue light mags, compensators, angled grips, and padded stocks, and you don't really need a stock. Of course, if you're fully autoing the gun in close range, you don't need the stocks at all. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. Once again, this Google Doc will be in my description. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. Hope you learned something new. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.